BYD's new solid-state battery can charge from empty to full in just 5 minutes. On top of that, its latest sodium-ion battery is rated for 10,000 charge cycles, enough to last close to a century in real-world driving. Is there any battery on the market right now that even comes close? In 2025, BYD already surpassed Tesla in EV sales, delivering 2.26 million electric vehicles compared to Tesla's 1.64 million. Now, with these two new battery technologies, BYD is targeting both the affordable mass market and the high-performance premium segment at the same time. So where does that leave Tesla's 4680 battery cell? Is it still cutting edge, or is Elon Musk quietly playing catch-up? Let's break it down. BYD's third-generation sodium-ion battery is rated for 10,000 cycles. In practical terms, if you charged your EV every single day, that battery would still be going strong 27 years from now. And if you charge every 3 to 4 days, which is how most people actually use their cars, the lifespan stretches past 90 years. That means the battery would likely outlast the vehicle itself, the tires, the suspension, maybe even the owner. Compare that to most lithium-ion batteries used in EVs today. Under ideal lab conditions, they typically last between 1,500 and 4,000 cycles. In real-world driving, with frequent fast charging, extreme temperatures, and daily wear, the number is often significantly lower. BYD's sodium-ion battery delivers around 175 watt-hours per kilogram. On paper, that might not seem groundbreaking, but here's what many overlook. Most sodium-ion batteries today struggle to exceed 120 watt-hours per kilogram. BYD didn't just improve energy density, it's so tripled the cycle life at the same time. That's two major breakthroughs in one. If a battery can realistically last close to 100 years, it completely changes the EV ownership model. You don't replace the battery. You don't scrap the car because the battery degrades. The entire life cycle of a vehicle gets redefined. Then there's the materials advantage. Sodium doesn't depend on lithium, cobalt, or nickel. 3 materials known for volatile pricing and unstable supply chains. In 2022, lithium carbonate prices soared past $80,000 per metric ton, only to crash sharply by 2024. That kind of price swing doesn't just hurt profits. It forces redesigns and disrupts long-term planning. Sodium largely eliminates that uncertainty. Industry forecasts suggest sodium-ion battery packs could drop to around $19 per kilowatt-hour in the coming years. For comparison, today's LFP battery packs cost roughly $60 per kilowatt-hour. That difference could lower EV prices by about 20% compared to lithium-based vehicles, potentially making them cheaper than gasoline cars when lifetime fuel and maintenance costs are factored in. And this isn't just for small city cars. BYD plans to deploy this technology across passenger vehicles, commercial trucks, marine applications, and home energy storage. This isn't a niche innovation. It's a full-scale market strategy built around battery technology, which raises an important question. If sodium-ion offers such clear advantages, why isn't every automaker pivoting immediately? The answer brings us back to Tesla and a strategic gamble that could look visionary or risky over the next 5 years. While sodium-ion batteries are aimed at affordability and longevity, BYD's second breakthrough targets performance at the highest level: solid-state technology. Specifically, BYD is developing a sulfide-based solid-state battery that replaces the liquid electrolyte found in conventional lithium-ion cells with a solid material. The liquid electrolyte is the primary reason EV battery fires can occur. It's flammable, sensitive to temperature, and degrades over time. Removing it addresses fire risk at the source instead of just managing it. BYD chose sulfide electrolytes because of their high ionic conductivity, meaning ions can move through the battery faster. Faster ion movement translates to faster charging. Their goal: a full charge in just 5 minutes. That's nearly as fast as refueling a gasoline car, and in many real-world scenarios, even quicker. The energy density is where things become truly disruptive. The first generation is targeting 400 watt-hours per kilogram. The second generation aims for 500 watt-hours per kilogram. For context, Tesla's 4680 cell, currently its most advanced battery, sits around 270 watt-hours per kilogram. Most LFP batteries today average about 165 watt-hours per kilogram. At 500 watt-hours per kilogram, BYD's second-generation solid-state battery would offer nearly double the energy density of Tesla's flagship cell. A compact 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack could theoretically deliver more than 620 miles of range. If those numbers hold up in mass production, the EV landscape doesn't just improve, it fundamentally changes. If you installed this new battery in a Tesla Model Y, which currently delivers about 321 miles of range, a same-sized pack could potentially more than double that distance. Here's something many reports overlook. BYD hasn't positioned this technology as exclusive to its own vehicles. The company has indicated it may supply these batteries to other automakers as well. That creates a fascinating dynamic. BYD could compete directly with Tesla in the EV market while also supplying batteries to Tesla's competitors. That's more than competition. That's a structural shift in how the industry operates. Limited production is expected to begin around 2027, starting with premium Yangwang supercars. Wider adoption is projected after 2030. Is solid-state technology fully solved? Not yet, and it's important to be realistic about that. Toyota has spent more than a decade developing solid-state batteries without achieving true mass production. QuantumScape has invested over 15 years into research and has launched an automated pilot line, but it remains pre-commercial. The real challenge has always been bridging the gap between laboratory success and gigafactory-scale reliability. That's where solid-state efforts have consistently struggled across companies and across countries. BYD appears to be moving faster than most, but the technical hurdles are real and shouldn't be underestimated. Tesla's lack of focus on sodium-ion batteries isn't an oversight. It's a strategic choice, and there is logic behind it. Sodium ions are more than 3 times heavier than lithium ions. For the same driving range, a sodium-based battery pack would weigh significantly more. A 15 to 20% reduction in range might sound modest, but for a brand like Tesla, built on performance and efficiency, that difference could weaken its premium positioning. There's also an engineering reality. Tesla's 4,680 cells are integrated directly into the vehicle's chassis as structural components. Changing battery chemistry wouldn't simply mean buying different cells. It would require redesigning pack geometry, thermal systems, and structural integration from the ground up. That would mean writing off billions of dollars in existing engineering investment. Tesla's longer-term strategy focuses heavily on lithium recycling. If closed-loop systems can recover 90% or more of lithium at a cost that makes economic sense, then raw material shortages become a manageable engineering issue rather than a strategic threat. In that scenario, switching to sodium might not justify the disruption. That reasoning is coherent, but it mainly protects Tesla at the top end of the market. The 4680 cell relies on expensive materials like nickel and cobalt, which is one reason it remains concentrated in Tesla's higher-end models. Meanwhile, BYD's sodium-ion roadmap is clearly aimed at the sub-$25,000 vehicle segment, a price point Tesla has repeatedly promised but has yet to deliver. In 2025, Tesla's global EV sales declined by 9%, while BYD's grew by 28% over the same period. Factors like shifting consumer sentiment and the expiration of U.S. tax credits played a role, but there is also a widening product gap. BYD is now pushing from both ends of the market at once. From below, sodium-ion offers lower cost, longer lifespan, and freedom from volatile raw materials. From above, solid-state promises higher energy density, faster charging, and improved safety. Tesla's current strategy doesn't directly counter either front. Most EV discussions focus only on the vehicles themselves, but the bigger story runs deeper, especially in China. China's push into sodium-ion technology isn't purely commercial. It's part of a national energy strategy. Although China dominates global lithium refining, it still depends on imported raw lithium. Sodium, by contrast, is abundant domestically and can scale without the same geopolitical risks. That distinction is critical for long-term energy security. There's another layer that may be even more important. When an EV battery drops to 80% of its original capacity, it may no longer meet consumer expectations for driving range. But it still has decades of usable life for stationary energy storage. It can serve in grid stabilization, renewable energy buffering, and backup power systems. BYD and Chinese energy planners are treating EV batteries as dual-use infrastructure. Transportation assets first, grid assets second. A battery that creates value across 2 full life cycles fundamentally changes the economics of investment. As the world's second-largest battery manufacturer behind CATL, BYD is positioned to supply energy storage across multiple industries, not just for its own cars. They're not simply building an automaker, they're building an energy infrastructure company. And the cars are just the most visible piece of that strategy. BYD's sodium-ion battery represents a legitimate commercial breakthrough with a plausible path to near-term production. If the 10,000-cycle durability claim holds true at scale, it becomes highly competitive for fleet vehicles and grid storage applications, even before reaching its full potential in consumer EVs. If BYD can truly reach a battery cost of $19 per kilowatt-hour, it could transform EV economics across the entire industry within the next 5 years. These aren't speculative startup promises. They're engineering targets supported by existing gigafactory-scale production and full vertical integration. That said, the solid-state announcement deserves a more careful and realistic interpretation. The projected energy density figures are chemically plausible. The 5-minute charging goal is technically supported by the properties of sulfide electrolytes. However, scaling solid-state manufacturing has been the industry's biggest obstacle for over a decade. Nearly every major company pursuing this technology has missed its commercialization timelines. BYD's plan to begin limited production in 2027 is ambitious. Whether that evolves into meaningful vehicle volumes by 2030 depends on manufacturing challenges that are still genuinely unresolved. For Tesla, the situation is fairly clear. The 4680 battery is a strong solution for premium vehicles, but it is not a direct answer to sodium-ion technology in the mass market segment, and Tesla has not publicly outlined a concrete plan to enter that lower-cost category within the next 2 to 3 years. If BYD successfully scales sodium-ion production and reduces vehicle prices by around 20% compared to today's lithium-based models, Tesla could face a structural disadvantage in the fastest-growing global price bracket. The core issue isn't whether BYD's batteries outperform Tesla's in every aspect. They don't, at least not yet. The real question is whether the gap between them is shrinking or widening. Based on current indicators, the gap appears to be closing, and doing so faster than Tesla's publicly stated strategy seems to anticipate. That's the part of this story that truly matters. Not just the headline specs, but the speed of production ramp-ups, pricing adjustments, and supply chain shifts that follow. Because ultimately, whoever controls the battery cost curve will control the EV market. And at this moment, BYD appears to be setting that curve. BYD isn't simply improving batteries, they're reshaping the economics of energy itself. A sodium-ion battery capable of lasting nearly a century and a solid-state battery that charges in 5 minutes aren't incremental improvements. They directly challenge the assumptions underlying Tesla's current business model. Tesla still holds advantages in software, brand loyalty, and premium performance. But the cost gap is narrowing, and BYD is tightening it from both ends of the market at the same time. By 2030, the company that controls battery costs will likely dominate the EV landscape. That's why this competition extends far beyond just automobiles. So what do you think? Can Tesla adapt quickly enough, or has BYD already shifted the balance? If you enjoy deep dive analysis like this, subscribe to Street Horse Power. Hit the like button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. We focus on the breakthroughs that truly move the industry forward. And there's much more ahead. The next decade is already beginning,